Fox News host Greg Gutfeld says he supports banning books.
Greg, one of the things that the Democrats are saying is that it's the Republicans, who are destroying books and banning books, and and the Republicans are semi-fascist. All the analogies are there, but the books that they don't want their kids to read have to do with, and I put it on my show. I mean, crazy stuff about sex that's just totally inappropriate for grammar school.
You don't want to get between a parent and their child when it comes to those kind of issues. Watch out. But I do take issue with Clinton, the cigar aficionados, claim that Republicans are good with fear. You want to talk about some serious fear stoking? Both the media and the Democrats over this weekend, they spent 2 days comparing Trump supporters to Nazis because they saw a picture of supporters doing the number one thing. And of course, they put that right next to the Nazi salute. This is what people do when they have nothing to do. And I'm talking about Lawrence Tribe. We could very easily do this with Obama rally.
Hey, I did that earlier, sir. I showed I played a nut at the rally and showed how similar it was. And it's not just that one thing, Greg Gutfeld. It's not just the finger in the air. It's the rhetoric that Trump is employing and the people that he is demonizing that also echoes back to the Nazis.
Please, we could have done it with BLM protests. We could do it with rock concerts because everybody's got their hand up. But we don't do that because we have better things to do. Fear is an effective persuasion technique. 60% in a recent poll of Democrats actually believe that Trump supporters are an existential threat to democracy. How did that happen?
How did that happen? They committed a coup, an attempted coup on the country. We just watched a video of one of them calling for violence. And this is just one of the many, many videos that we have seen of Trump supporters calling for violence. They have tried to interfere in the elections numerous times. How did it happen? Gutfeld. Sharpie Diesel, good evening. Thank you for being here.
After Joe said he was only talking about a couple of Republicans, it doesn't matter because what he did in that speech and what the January 6th theater did was propagate the idea that there's some millions and millions of anonymous, unseen masses of violent white people, right? It worked so well. This is the interesting point. It works so well that pollsters can't get an accurate reading of Republicans because their beliefs are forced into silence, and it's called the subverged voter. It's even worse than what he called the silent majority. So the weirdest point about this is Joe's speech in the January 6th miniseries was meant to scare Democrats about Trumpers, but instead it scared Republicans. It scared them into hiding because now they have a target on their back thanks to Captain Unity. No one talks about that. Can't you argue in reverse that whole speech and the January 6th insurrection?
Have you guys seen any right-winger go into hiding in the last couple months? Have any of them, shut up now? Have their speech been chilled? Greg Gutfeld saying this on national TV earlier today. This was just a few hours ago.
Action theater was nothing more than incitement against a bunch of people who are just not going to vote for you, and that was enough to go after them. That's what we're seeing here right now. And you know what? I don't think Bill Clinton ever would have gone down this road, but when you have somebody like Biden claiming he's for unity and then smearing half the population, using fear as a tool, you got to call that out.
All right, Jessica, do you think that this is an issue that education specifically, does it benefit the Republicans or the Democrats?
Well, if you look at the most recent surveys, Democrats still hold a 10-point advantage on the issue of education, but that's down a good amount. And I think if Republicans talked more about how they can improve public school education versus saying we just want to take your dollars and let you go to a charter school or into a Catholic school system, they would do a lot better there. So Dems still have the advantage because they actually are interested in making public schools better. To this banned books thing, Beloved by Toni Morrison is on a banned books list. Tell me how that's about drag queen story hour or whatever.
I can tell you other books that are.
Well, but you said all of these books are about things that kids shouldn't be knowing about. There's a portrait of the life of a slave in this country. How does that end up on a banned book list? And those are things that people in the middle, independents, moderate Republicans, and Democrats are asking. Why has that been looped in with CRT?
Maybe because
and
the people are doing it are nutty. Maybe there's two examples. Maybe those people are nutty. Or maybe it wasn't age appropriate. I have not read Beloved. Maybe there's something in there that's not age appropriate.
Read it tonight and you get back to me
No,
tomorrow.
I'm not going to do that. You should actually.
What do you mean age appropriate? It's just in the fucking library so teenagers can check it out.
You're saying you brought two examples that no one's heard of. You brought two examples.
Dana was nodding along with me. She heard that Beloved was not a
the nodding along defense.
But the point is that the books that that involve sex education, let's talk about that, is inappropriate. It's everything under the umbrella.
Beloved is about race. I understand
it's everything under the woke umbrella.
But fine, and that's
everything under the woke umbrella. Jesus Christ. What sex educate? Goddamn, Judge Janine, go have a drink.
Everything is getting shoveled into this when CRT means a very specific thing. It's a legal framework that they use to analyze laws in this country to see where systemic racism had been disadvantaging people traditionally. That's what it's about. It's not about a lot of the things that Republicans
I just seem to remember when your side denied that it even existed.
Right.
And now that we know that it exists,
legal.
you're saying, whoa.
It's all about the law.
No. Once again, he is just making shit up. We've always said that it was a legal framework. We knew what we were talking about. We always said that your panic over it is just nonsense.